Hi everyone, welcome to week 10. And we're already to the end of March, so it's hard to believe that the weeks really do fly by. This week I am moving on to a new topic, and that will be data analysis. I'm going to save that for the presentation because I do think the presentation covers that very, very well. And so you do have some chapters to read this week, or parts of chapters. One thing to keep in mind, I do realize that the literature review puts you at a, like, I can't do anything else until that is gone. And so I totally understand that. But now, as your literature review is due this Thursday, as you get that in to me to give you feedback, then I think you can start moving on to, really that series, get lined up right away, collect the data, and then this topic of data analysis kind of follows suit. So my suggestion for you is to not worry about this lecture or this week's materials quite yet until you get that literature review in, and then look at it promptly. Don't wait too long, because I think it will help you in thinking about this now next phase of the course, with it being data analysis, or excuse me, data collection, data analysis, and then coming up with your findings and recommendations. So all of those will fit together. And as we look at the calendar clock, it is ticking, and those weeks will go by pretty quickly now. Just a couple notes for you in terms of this week's materials. I do have I just don't want you to miss these two recordings at the bottom of the page: coding qualitative data and analyzing quantitative data. Notice they're longer, 14 minutes and 20 minutes. You don't have to look at those maybe this week, but once you get into this, then you'll want to go back to those resources, because I actually go through an example of how to code in a simplified manner qualitative data, and then how to analyze some simple quantitative data. And so I think those will help, at least when you get to those results. Okay. The other thing that I want to make sure that you're aware of, and I thought I had it up, is on the class wiki. Sorry, I must have closed it accidentally. I'll open it back up. It doesn't take that much longer. On our class wiki, I just want to make sure then that you're following these examples. This example specifically on data collection, and this kind of talks about how Stacy, and it gives you a description of how she collected her data for her creative component that she did several years ago. But I think it's a good one. It's not perfect, but at least it gives you something. And again, you also have these down here, or excuse me, further down, these down here that give you more examples, that just go into those examples and look how they've written these parts up. That will help as well. But the other thing that I want to point out for this is the data collection tools on the wiki. These are just examples of how you could go out and collect data. Now, Stacy had a bunch. You do not need a bunch, but she was working on the triangulation of data, making sure that, what she found in one way that she collected data was verified by another way, or another way. Again, for some of you, you may be only collecting one data set on something. But for others, if you have some, these will give you some examples. And there's also a list of the interview questions that she used. Everything's there. So I just offer those up as examples, nothing more. It's, they're there for you to at least have an idea with, but, it may change. Okay? So, with that, then just a mention on the draft of your literature review. I know the majority of those are coming in this week, okay? As you know, I'm not tied to the deadline. If you would ever ask for an extension, I don't have any problem with that because I know, my time is short as well. But just make sure I know and just realize that if you keep putting off that deadline, the others are going to come very, very quickly because by the end of April 24th or May 3rd, whichever way you look at it, we need a final project. So the longer you keep the literature review going, it's really going to cramp you, I think, for the other parts. So just keep that in mind, okay? But I'm just fine with it. So the plan for grading is this. With your literature review, this is what will happen. I'm going to take those on a timestamp, and whoever gets theirs in first, I'm going to start grading it and start looking at them because these do take some time, and I know I need a really quick turnaround for you in sense of giving you the draft back so that you can revise and put into your final project. Now this will be the only real part that I do that with because with 21 students, you guys, I'm sorry, I can't be doing 21 drafts of every part. So again, if you follow kind of my directions and so forth, I think for putting this together, you're going to be just fine. But just be mindful of your writing and do a good job. But I'll be marking on the document. So, if you want to give me a Word document or put it into Google, electronic is fine. If it's a PDF, then what I'll do is I'll probably just print it out and then write on it. Because I don't have a very good PDF editor, believe it or not. I know I should, but if you can give me a good markup one, or that's free, let me know. But anyway, I will do that, and then so I'll provide you written comments, and I'll also give you an audio file. So those are pretty extensive feedback on that part of your project. So that's how that will work. Data collection will keep moving on. I know I keep trying to catch up with grading. I know I owe you grades, and be mindful that I will be working on the literature reviews as well now to get them caught up as well. I think that's all. Next week we'll be doing data interpretation. I explained that pretty well in the presentation. And then I just want you to make sure that you get these dates on your calendars. Next week, I know you just have too much information right now, so I'm trying to give this out in chunks. But next week or the next week, I will give you more information about your presentation piece of your final project, okay? But note that the presentation of your final project is due on April 24th, Thursday, April 24th. So we're a month away to having this thing kind of tied up, okay? And then Saturday, May 3rd will be our face-to-face meeting, and we will be doing some things, some wrap-up things, and then like your paper will be due on May 3rd. So I have a feeling that you'll be able to conduct a presentation of what you found, but you'll be able to have another week and a half to finish up writing what you have. So just make sure you get those dates kind of on your calendar and make sure that we're moving forward with that. So I think that's all that I had for you as an introduction this week. There's enough for you to do out there, I know. If you have any questions at all, if you need some assistance, whatever, please contact me. Again, I'm available for a hangout. I'm available just to talk to on the phone. However you want to do it is I want to make myself available to you as you keep continuing through the course. So with that, I'll leave you, and I'll look forward to getting your literature reviews this week. Thanks. Hope it's going well.